tell us what you thought of the team's performance today?
I thought their effort was outstanding. You know, to play a game on Thursday, 120 minutes, to go through what we went through, physically and emotionally, and turn around and play like we played today, put ourselves in a position to win the game. We got a couple chances, those didn't fall, but we were outstanding defensively. You know, obviously we're the team that was on the ball. We looked like the team that had the week off, and real proud of the guys for that. In saying that, Vancouver, you know, they showed tonight why they were the best defensive team in the league. You know, their goalkeeper's outstanding. Waston's, you know, a beast, and they're a good team. So I thought, even though there wasn't a goal, if you know the game, it was a really good game to watch. You know, so it puts us in a good spot. Obviously not as good as if we would have won 1-0, but they didn't get the away goal. So if we score 1 goal, they got to score 2. If we score 2, they got to score 3. So it'll make for a very interesting second leg. And we've won 7 games on the road, and we've been very hot on the road recently, and we've scored goals on the road. So puts us in a good position to go and play for the win. And if we score a goal, then, like I said, they need to score 1 more than us.
When did you know Adam was going to be out?
This morning, Adam texted our trainer. He was throwing up all night, got a stomach flu or food poisoning, who knows, but his family's been sick as well, so must be a virus. And he came in, we tried to pump him with, you know, the usual anti-nausea medicine and all that, but he didn't feel like he could go, and, you know, he didn't look very good, didn't sleep much. So called Jake and told him he'd be in, and I thought he was great today. You know, we want that out of our young players when they get the opportunity to be able to step in, and you know, we've had several in that position this year, and they've all done a really good job. I thought, you know, he didn't have a ton to do, but what he did have to manage, I thought he looked very comfy.
You think the pressure is back on Vancouver?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny, you know, it was a defensive battle. We knew it would be. Usually the first legs are, because they always set up the next game. But, you know, you saw they went for attacking subs at the end. I think the reason is they knew they needed that away goal, and they didn't get it. You know, unfortunately, we didn't find the goal either. But now that we go on the road, knowing that we're a good road team and knowing they didn't get the away goal, you know, we just have to win the game. And even we can draw as long as we score a goal.
Beginning of the second half, you pulled Nagby a little bit deeper than he'd been first. What was the reason for
Yeah. You know, actually, we wanted to pull him deep from the beginning, but we were, you know, playing so direct early that he felt obviously needed to be in a good spot for second balls, and so second half we wanted to get more possession. I thought we did, and I think it helped us control. I thought we played better second half, and a big reason was getting him on the ball, bringing him deep to help build attacks, and I haven't seen his numbers today, but I bet they're pretty high in terms of his pass completions. And overall, you know, we didn't find the goal, but we certainly were the team that controlled the majority of the periods of play. They were dangerous on the counter a couple times, but other than set pieces and counters, they didn't have much. And I thought, again, it was 2 very good defensive teams, and that showed today. So I'm not surprised, you know, that 0-0. I actually thought it'd be 1-0 either way. You know, I thought there was a goal in there, and I thought it was going to be us. You saw at the end of the game we were pushing, and looked like we'd find it. Maxey had the chance, and a bit unfortunate, but you know, maybe it evens out from Thursday with the post hurting us instead of helping us this game.
With Isbria and Rudy both came on, and definitely there was a spark there. How important is this depth and them being able to perform?
Really important. You know, hopefully we're in the playoffs all the way to the end, and because we had to play the extra game, you know, yellow card, you know, yellow card suspensions could play in. So we're going to need guys to, you know, Rodney's on 1, and Valeri's on 1, and Reggie's on 1, and I forget the other one, but Fashive, yeah. So they get 1 more, then they'll miss a game. So because of that, obviously we need guys to be ready, but also, you know, you never know with injuries and And as you go on in the playoffs, you need to go to your bench at times. So it's big that we can put those guys in, and they've performed now really well, 2 straight games. And we had planned to put those guys in the second half, and I thought they did give us a spark.
Tyrone Espria looks like a different guy from a month ago. What do you think looks like for him?
That's a really good question, Chris. You know, I think he's starting to get bought in, you know, and starting to really figure it out here. It's a really tough transition for guys to come in overseas and you know, learn English and, you know, figure out what's going on. It's like you're watching a television screen with no sound, you know, and you're trying to figure out what they're saying, and that's him every day, you know. So and he's kind of an introverted guy as well, so I think he's just starting to get settled and get bought in and enjoy being here and get comfortable, and you know, doesn't hurt when he has to fight for things. And you know, initially I think, you know, when he wasn't playing, he got frustrated, and ultimately then he's realized that he's got to go in and do the job. And that's what he's been doing, which will mean then now he'll get more and more time, and you know, who knows, eventually maybe start. That's the way it works.
Diego Chara was doing a fitness test before the game. Is he close enough? You think he's going to be back on that team?
I would be surprised if he's not, because he was very close today. Yesterday he went through training, full training. He went through the return to play, but he still had some soreness, and he didn't feel comfortable playing with that soreness. Obviously he's in a position where he's got to put his foot into things and tackle and, you know, cut a lot. You know, and his movement's dictated by the attacking team versus, you know, the other way. Sometimes an attacker can get through it because they can move how they want to move, but in his position, you know, he can't round corners and on turns, and you know, he has to be able to win balls. So I think, you know, we tested him out again today, and he felt even a little better, but just was close, not quite ready. So we're hoping next week.
What's the exact injury?
It's a foot sprain. Yeah, foot sprain. There's a little ligament in the foot that he sprained. So it's just been a week, you know, so it would have been, you know, close for him to play anyways, but he's recovered really quick. So we thought, you know, last couple of days that we might have a chance to play him. But I'm not, you know, with Jack going in and being in a rhythm, I really liked the fact, even though the fatigue factor was played up, I liked the fact that we're in a rhythm of playing, you know, in the playoffs. And, you know, sometimes, even though you don't have a ton of rest, it's better psychologically just to keep playing. And I thought our guys looked comfortable. You know, this is our second year in the playoffs, and we've gotten 3 wins in the playoffs. And this is Vancouver's 3rd year, and they haven't gotten a win yet in the playoffs. So I think that experience will hopefully help us.
How do you keep that momentum, that mindset going with the full week's break here?
Well, I think we need to recharge, you know, so it couldn't come at a better time. That's why this game was so important. We knew, obviously, that it's a 2-leg series, and we wanted to put ourselves in a position where now we can have the week off and have a week to prep and to recharge and go into the game fresh. I was surprised how fresh we looked, to be honest with you. You know, I didn't think it'd be a big factor, but you know, it really didn't look like it was a factor at all in the game. In fact, I thought we looked a little more fresh than they did in some ways. Maybe that's because we had the ball. Maybe it's because they were off a week. You know, I don't know. You know, I've fallen in the trap in this league of thinking a team's going to be fatigued. And, you know, funny enough, New York, they came in, they played a Wednesday, Saturday. It didn't hurt them at all. They beat us 2-0. And so, you know, usually it's something that's played up more than it really impacts the game. But I was really pleased. I can't ask for anything more out of the guys. And like I said, we put ourselves in a position now where we have a week to really look at Vancouver, look at this game, and prepare and get fresh and come out flying. And we're gonna try to score goals. We're not gonna sit back. Obviously, we'll be smart like we were today, but we're gonna play to win, and we're gonna play to score goals. And you know, we're capable of scoring goals. And if we score goals, then now they got to get one more than us.
Time for one more.
Elvis Powell looked like he was playing maybe a little bit more reined in than normal going forward. Is that something that you asked for him, and if so, why was that necessary?
Yeah, I mean, there were little things that we felt, you know, playing 120 minutes Thursday, there were some things that we felt we needed to do just to kind of manage that a little bit. So one of those things was to play a little bit more conservatively with our outside backs. Part of that's Vancouver as well. With Teixeira and Mana, we knew they'd look to, you know, hit us on counters, and we didn't want to get in a track meet in the game. You know, that wouldn't. This is one of the few times where that wouldn't benefit us because obviously we had a lot of miles in the legs. So we play with Alvis and Jorge a little bit more conservatively to help manage their counterattack with their two wingers, but also to manage their legs. The other thing we did is we stayed a little bit more compact. We didn't press as much. We wanted to keep our shape. And we also really talked about having possession just to kind of control the tempo and, you know, in some ways slow the game down a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.